So today we are looking at the Ubuntu Unity 24.04.1 LTS version. So here is the boot menu of Ubuntu Unity. So I'm going to boot it in the VirtualBox, and here is my hardware specs. I'm going to mention it. So I'm using 60 GB of virtual disk, 8 GB of RAM, and my CPU is i5 1240p. So Ubuntu Unity is a Ubuntu flavor and it's based on Ubuntu. The country of origin is India, and architecture is x86 64-bit, and desktop environment you get is the Unity. So it took like maybe under a minute, so it completely loaded up without taking time, so that's a good thing. So here is our desktop layout loaded completely. So before touching anything, I'm going to first show you the system monitor to see how much of resource it's going to consume. So here are all the applications. You can filter by all those things. Local apps. When you scroll it down, you should be seeing the system monitor here. So let me open the system monitor. So I don't want to even touch the display settings first because I want to show you how much of resources it's going to consume. So there is no system monitor, but we have a stacer. So there will be some changes, but it's a rough guess, like it's consuming like 840 MB. CPU is under like 15%. So you need to run like 60 seconds. So this is how it's performing. So these are all the system cleaners. So there is no system monitor. So let me first change the display settings. So I forgot that we have system monitor because I thought it's a Ubuntu flavor, so it should be having the system monitor, but it's not. So let's go to system settings. Let's check the display. Here are the available resolutions. Let me change it to 1920 into 1080, which is a 16:9 ratio. I'm going to click on apply. So it says as a beta version here, and let's keep it. And all the settings here, you can also see some system information, I guess. Under the details, Unity is 7.7. I'm using 8 GB of RAM. My CPU is i5 1240p. Graphics LLVM pipe version is right here. OS type is 64-bit. Disk 4.2 GB. So I'm going to close everything. Let's make it bigger. So here are the services. Here are all the processes. So let me scroll it down. So this is a point update, and it should support until like 2026, or I think it's 2027. I forgot that 3 years. And about the Ubuntu, it's going to support until 2029. I'm going to discuss all those things, and also the website will be also giving some information. So the official website, let's go to the official website also. Here is our CPU. It's pretty much unstable right now, as you can see. So you need to understand some basic things here. So when you run it, the Linux distribution on the virtual machines, there will be some hiccups here and there, and also a bit more CPU consumption, and also a bit more RAM consumption will be more on the virtual machines when compared to the bare metal. Because if we see like right now it's consuming under 900 MB, but when you run it on the bare metal, it should be a bit less, like a 300-400 MB of difference, and also CPU will be a bit lesser. And also the user experience will be a bit smoother on the bare metal. So you need to understand these basic things. And I'm going to keep the system monitor or the tasker or stacer, whatever it's called. So let me try to make it smaller and keep it on the right side corner. Usually I do with the system monitor. And the Linux kernel, you should be getting 6.8.0-41. This is the same kernel version you should be seeing in every Ubuntu and Ubuntu flavor, so there is nothing change in that. And also about the application, you should be getting the same application. For example, if you have the Firefox web browser, you should be getting the version which is 129.0.2. So I'm going to open the applications. So let me go to the applications. Let's click on the local apps. Let me find the Firefox web browser. So CPU went a bit high because of the maybe of the browser. So let's check the browser information. Let's make it smaller. Let's check the version. You should be seeing 129.0.2. So here is the version. So if you like the Ubuntu Unity, you can try it. If you don't want, you can choose any other Ubuntu flavors. So let me type in about support. About support, and here you should be seeing some distro information and also some browser information. Just scroll it down. Here is the Linux kernel 6.8. Let's go to the Linux kernel website. Type in like a Linux kernel as a search term. This is the URL or the link, which is kernel.org, and the version we are right now using 6.10, which is default version for every Ubuntu flavors, and the latest stable version is 6.10.9, and the mainline or the release candidate RC7 is 6.11. Here is the long-term versions. About the releases, you can go check here. You should be seeing how many years it's going to support. So here are all the versions. So here is some description of what is stable, what is long term, and what is mainline. So you can go through all those information. So here is the OS theme, which is Yarrow Dark. So right now it's a dark theme. And here is the memory size, disk space. When you scroll it down, you should be also seeing some browser information like a picture-in-picture version. So it's clearly up to you to pause the video and read everything, because I'm not going to read or I'm not going to go through all those things because it's going to make a video lengthy. Here is some additional information. So if I leave anything or if I don't want to read anything, you can just pause the video and read everything, because I'm going to make a short video as possible. So here is some additional information. Scroll it down, you should be seeing the 1920 into 1080. And also here is some window protocol, which is X11, the desktop environment. So here is complete information. So let's go to the official website now, which is Ubuntu Unity. So I don't know the URL, you can just type in like a Ubuntu Unity. So just like this, and it will give you the first link, which is ubuntuunity.org. Click it. So here you should be seeing all the information about the Ubuntu Unity. If you don't know what's Unity, you can get all the information. So there is already Ubuntu Unity version 24.04.1. So here is complete information, and also it is the long-term support, which is LTS. And here is the default desktop environment used by Ubuntu from 2010 to 2017, and it is actively developed and maintained with the releases of Unity every year. So if you want any information, you can go through all those things. So here is some information, and when you go to the forums, here is the forum. It says warning potential security risk. I'm just going to close it. And here is the posts, here is the press. It's about 24.04.1, so there is literally no information, but here is our older version. So the support will be for until like a 2027, I think. So there is literally no information here. So there is same information with the 24.04.1, so there is no change, but it has fixed in Ubuntu, like some bug fixes and all those things. If you want to watch the Ubuntu video, I already posted it, and also other Ubuntu flavors video also posted and already available in my channel. So here is some of the information of the Ubuntu Unity of the 24.04.1. So they nearly not mentioned anything here about how many years it's supported or anything like that. So basically other Ubuntu flavors are supported until 2027. So let's find those things. Let's try to search for the support. So there is no match, so they literally didn't mention here. So we need to get all the information on our own. So I in my point of view, and for me, I don't really like the Ubuntu Unity, but if you want to, if you like it, you can try it. It's clearly your opinion. I love every other options of Ubuntu flavors, but something like Ubuntu Unity and Ubuntu Kylin are some it's a bit of not my favorite things. So if you like the Ubuntu Mat, you can go with the Ubuntu Mat, or else you can go with the Ubuntu Cinnamon at Ubuntu, which has GNOME desktop environment. Again, GNOME desktop environment is going to consume a bit of lot resources, so I'm just going to skip this. Ubuntu, Lubuntu, those are some other desktop environment which can consume less resources, so it will be also good to use those Linux distributions. So if you like the Ubuntu Unity, I don't have any problem, it's clearly up to you. So it's your PC, you can install anything. If you love this distribution, it's clearly up to you. I respect your opinion. So in my perspective, I don't really like the look, and I don't know why when you open the applications, or it's clearly up for me, I don't know how to open the applications in this distribution. Like you need to type for the local apps, like click on local apps, and you need to like this, you need to find like this, instead of just clicking on the app menu. You can get all the applications, or like Ubuntu Mat, when you click on the applications, you should be getting all the because I loved Windows 7 operating system in the past, so that's the reason I don't like this, all those things. So when you, it's kind of reminds me like a Windows 8, so that's the reason maybe I don't like this distribution, and also the Ubuntu Kylin. So it's clearly my perspective, or it's my point of view, so it should be a bit different. It should be you maybe like this distribution, it's clearly up to you. I respect your opinion. So for me, I am not going to like this distribution, and also the Ubuntu Kylin. But other Ubuntu flavors are pretty much easy, and it's for normal user. Normal user needs like just a simple things. When you click on the app menu, the application should be shown like that. So that will be like a Windows 7 look that most of the users love like that. So this is some kind of weird like a Windows 8 thing. So that's the reason, maybe a main thing for me, it's to be hating this distribution. So let's just ignore all those things. So here are all the information, and also for download, let's try to see how to download this thing. Let's go to the back page, and there is no download or anything like that. So let's go here and let's try to click on the downloads here. Download ISO file directly. So the ISO file is like a 3.3 GB. Here is the name. So always check the ISO file when downloading. Always check the version, whether you are downloading the right one or not. So that's the ISO file. Here are some information. So I'm just going to close it, and let's open the terminal. So again, in order to find the applications, I don't know, maybe I should be wrong, but when you want to some applications, you can search here. But some of the users just go and just use the mouse instead of searching. So I'm that guy, so it should be a bit annoying for me. For some other users, it will be helpful. So it's completely different opinion for every user. So in my point of view, it's not for me. So I'm just going to try to search here. Terminal. So here is my terminal. Let's make it bigger, and let's try to type some commands. And here is about. So you basically get same application, same information, so there is literally no change. Let's change the preference. Let's change it to the black and white. Let's try the NeoFetch. So we need to install all the important things, so let's copy it. Let me paste it here. Hit enter, and it's going to take a few seconds, and it says reading package list done. So we need to update. So I installed the NeoFetch in the background, so let's try it again. NeoFetch. So here is our NeoFetch. The OS is Ubuntu 24.04.1. The kernel version, which I already mentioned. Uptime is almost 18 minutes. Packages 2344, dpkg, and 7 snap. Shell bash version is 5.2.21. Resolution is 1920x1080. Unity desktop environment, which is 7.7.0. Here is some other information like a theme, icons, terminal, my CPU. Here is the RAM. So here is our RAM. It says just 193 MB, so don't believe these things. So here is the RAM. Let's try the, let me close it first. Let's make it bigger. So let's try the INXi -SV8. Hit enter. So you should be getting all the distro information right in front of you. So let's go through some important information. Let's scroll it up. So host is Ubuntu Unity, kernel version 64-bit, compiler GCC version is 13.2.0, Unity desktop environment version, Compass version 0.9.14.2, and LightDM version is 1.30.0. Distro is Unity 24.04.1 LTS, and the codename is Numbat based on Ubuntu, which I already mentioned in the beginning. Here is the machine and here is the battery information, which is clearly not important for the video. Let's scroll it down. About the RAM, using 8 GB of RAM, available is 7.76 GB, used is 2.09 GB. Here is our CPU information. So already mentioned, main thing you need to see is i5 1240p, so others are just ignore it, or else if it's important for you, you can just read it by pausing the video. And here is vulnerabilities, so it's not important for the video, just let me scroll it down. So here we have the graphics information. VMWGFX version is 2.20.0 and the display X11 server XORG 21.1.11. Compositor Compass version 0.9.14.2, which I already mentioned. Here is the resolution. Here is already other monitor resolutions available. Scroll down. EGL version is 1.5 and OpenGL version is 4.5. Mesa version is 24.0.9 and LLVM pipe. Here is the version, or here is some information. And let's go with the audio information. ELSA version is right here. Pulse audio version is 16.1, and here is some network, Bluetooth, RAID drives, partitions and other unnecessary information for me, but if it's important, just pause the video and read everything. And also when you scroll it down, you should be seeing the repos and all those things. Here are the process 211, uptime 19 minutes, init systemd version is 255, and GCC version, which I already mentioned, shell bash version also already mentioned. So the INXI version is 3.3.34. So let me type in some other command. cat /etc/issue. So here is the Ubuntu 24.04.1 LTS. INXI-small b. So basically this is the same information, just in a short form. INXI-capital F, INXI-capital G. So we got complete information. Let's try the Hstop. So Hstop is not installed. If you want to install, you can install it. So I'm not going to waste time here, so I'm just going to close it. So the installer, you should be seeing the same old installer. So most of the other Ubuntu flavors has the new installer, but you get the Calamares installer here, 3.3.5. So Ubuntu has already a new installer. If you don't know, you can check those video. Choose your language here. There are plenty of languages available. Click next. Choose your location. Choose by drop down menu, or you can choose the map right here. The system language will be set American English United States. If you want to change, you can change, or else keep it like that. The numbers and date locales will be set to American English United States. Again, if you want to keep it, you can keep it, or else customize it. Click next. Your keyboard, choose your keyboard. It automatically chooses your keyboard, but if anything is wrong, choose your specific keyboard by drop down menu. Choose your language, choose your variant. If you want to test your keyboard, you can type here. If you want to switch your keyboard, you can switch here. And after everything, click next here. And in the installation mode, it says full installation, normal installation, minimal, additional options. When you go with the full options, you should be seeing install additional third-party packages, and also you should be seeing a warning, which is Ubuntu and flavors are not responsible for third-party software installed from this list. So it's clearly up to you. After clicking on next, here is the partition. So if you don't know how to install the Linux distribution in the hard disk or a specific installation drive, you need to watch tutorials. So I never made installation specific only installation tutorials in my channel, because I'll be covering all the features and all those things about the Linux distributions. So that's the reason I'm not going to recommend to watch my video for the installation, because I will be covering all those things. So it will be a waste of time for you watching just for installation. You need to watch like a 30 minutes video, because my videos will be a bit lengthy because I'll be covering everything. So it's better to watch like other channels, like they will be having like a short videos, like a 2 or 3 minutes, or maybe a 1 minute video, or maybe the shorts. So it's better to watch installation of how to install. It's not complicated, but it's better to watch installation if you're a new user or a new Linux comer. So basically you need to choose the hard drive here, whatever wherever you want to install, or the installation destination. So in this case we are using Ubuntu Unity. So if you want to install Ubuntu Unity on this specific drive, the first option is the option it's going to erase everything, whatever it's available, like a media files, videos, documents, photos, whatever it's available in that specific drive. It's going to erase everything, it's going to delete everything, and it's going to just install the Ubuntu Unity as the single operating system. So here is the options. And the another option is manual partitioning. You need to first create a partition before choosing this option. If you created a partition, then you can install in that specific partition, and you should be seeing 2 operating systems in the boot menu. And it's always a good option when you're trying the Linux distribution, never make a partition in the Windows operating system. So it should be good, but it's better to always have separate hard drive, because in some sometimes if you unknowingly erase things, it's going to wipe all the things. So it's better to always keep 2 operating systems in 2 separate drives. It will be a good option. Even if something happens, the other operating system will be working properly. So it's a good tip. If it's going to help you, then do that like that, or else you can install it. It's clearly up to you to do whatever you want. So the manual partitioning option, it's going to give you 2 boot options or dual boot options in the boot menu. So when you go with the erase disk, here you can encrypt your system if you want, or else you keep it like that. And the current drive will be like this, and after installation it will be like this. And about the bootloader location, it will be having 3 options: master boot record of that specific drive or the installation drive, system partition, and do not install a bootloader. So it's better to watch tutorials before installing. If you're already a Linux user, you already know what to do here. So it's better to skip these things. Click next. And here is the user account creation, which is pretty much similar in every Linux distribution and also in pretty much same in every operating systems. So there is literally no complicated things in the installation. Just watch a video for safety and you should be good with the installation. So what is your name? It says I'm going to provide some random things, maybe my channel name like that. 9to5 Linux. What name do you want to use to log in? So if you use the numericals first, I'm going to show you. So it's going to pop up like your username must start with a lowercase letter or an underscore. So always use alphabets, it's better. Unboxing. So if everything is going good, you should be seeing a tick mark beside the boxes. What is the name of the computer? If you want to keep the virtual box like that, you can keep it, or else remove all those things. Choose a password to keep your account safe. Provide the password. Always give a strong password. So for the sake of the video, I'm choosing the 125 password. If you want login automatically without asking for the password, check it, or else you can uncheck it. It's clearly up to you. Click next. Here is the summary of whatever you chose in the previous installation steps will be right here. And here is the things will happen when you click on install. And also installation process will take like maybe 15-20 minutes or maybe like a 20-25 minutes. If you have like a good end PC, it should be good. If you have like a low end PC, it should be taking a bit more time. And also it depends on the ISO file. If you downloaded the stable ISO file, it should be very quick without any issues. If you downloaded the beta versions or the any unstable version, there will be some issues in rare cases, like an installation may fail and also like a blank screen and also like a not responding things. So these are all the bugs can pop up in the unstable version or a beta version. So if you are a normal user, it's better to always download the stable version. And also before downloading and installing anything, always watch some videos. There will be some channels which provide the latest news of that specific drive or the specific Linux distribution. So if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe to them, or else I will be posting also the latest Linux distribution as soon as they released. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. So I will be posting like a 2 videos daily without missing. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe for me, or else you can subscribe to another user. Whoever makes the latest content, you can subscribe to them. It's not a big deal for me. So whatever you want, you need to get some information, so that's the only thing you need. So you don't need to subscribe to me or something else. You just need to get information, so that's the only thing. And always do your own research if you are trying to install whatever the new Linux distribution is available in the Linux market. So if it's a well-known Linux distribution, always try it, and if it's like an unknown distribution, always do a research on your own. So don't watch someone's video and decide to install any distributions. Always do your own research, because it's your privacy and also it's your PC. So always do your research. So I'm not going to install because I need to make another video. So there is already a video available in the YouTube for Calculate Linux. If you want to watch that video, you can watch it. So the only thing left is to do a stress test. Before that, here is some desktop features. So it's a Ubuntu Unity, you already know how it's going to be. So these are all the things. If you want to switch the theme, you can switch the theme. If you want to switch the accent color, you can change it to whatever you want. So here is some customization things. So if you want to change the wallpaper, you can change the wallpaper here. And if you want to change the theme, you can change it to dark or like a light one. And also for the color, you can choose whatever you want here. And here is the behavior, you can customize according to your wish. And also you can go with the all settings and change like a mouse pad and touchpad, power options and all those things. Here is the power options. So I didn't touch anything, I kept all the things like a default. So you can customize according to your wish. So I'm just going to close everything here. So I'm going to open a bunch of applications to see whether this distro will handle day-to-day tasks. So let me open some local apps here. Filter, local apps. So I can't see anything, so we need to remove the terminal here. So that's the thing is, so I can't remove the terminal here. So we need to remove TER here to get some applications. So here are all the installed applications. And as you can see, it's kinda, I can't do anything here. Maybe the screen is completely frozen, I think. So it's having some issues. So that's the reason there will be some issues in the virtual machines. So maybe sometimes the virtual machines and also maybe sometimes the ISO files. So it's always a good option to try it on your own. So I can't do anything here. Let's go with the 77 more results. It worked. So there is a lot of lag here. It's not even smooth experience, but let's try to make a video like that. So it's completely about to end the video. So we just need to do a stress test here. Let me open a bunch of applications. So I'm going to open some random applications here to see how it's going to perform. So it still says as 930 MB because here is the RAM. So it says 440 MB, but it's consuming a lot of more. It's not consuming like a 400 MB. It's consuming a bit more here. So when you go to the terminal and search, like for example Htop or maybe the NeoFetch, you should be seeing the exact numbers. So it says like a 440 MB. Let me show you. So here it's consuming around like a 2200 MB, which is 2.2 GB. So don't blindly go with the Stacer application. So some of my viewers said it's better to not go with the Stacer. He said some information, but I forgot. So I didn't properly read. I read, but I forgot what he said. So he said some negative about the Stacer because there has like a negative reptance. I don't know what it is, but I really don't remember. So it's better to use like this and get the exact RAM. So it's saying as like a 440 MB and also disk is consuming like a 900 MB and the CPU is like a 16%. So you can try it on the Htop if you want. And also the application is not even properly closing. So I don't know, maybe this is the issue or something like that. So let's try the Htop. sudo apt install htop. So it's going to take like a 7 seconds and we should be seeing the htop. So I can switch the applications here. Applications, here are some applications. Just by opening a few applications there is like a major lag and I can't even open any applications, and I can't even properly switch the applications also. So it should be issue with the ISO maybe, and also it should be issue with the virtual boxes, so I don't really know. So this is how it's performing in my PC. Let's go to the terminal. So I already updated everything, but it's going to take a few seconds, so I'm just going to close everything. So we already got how much of RAM it's consuming like a 2.2 GB. So here are all the applications. So when I switch the applications, it's trying to switch the applications instantly without issues. But when we open the applications, it's taking a bit of time, and also I can't even properly click on the applications. So this is how it's performing, and if you want to try it, you can try it on your own. So I'm just going to end the video because we covered almost everything. And about the stress test, it's consuming already 2.2 GB, so it's clearly not for the low-end PC. And if you ask about the system requirements of this Linux distribution, let me show you that, and I'm going to end the video. Let's check the version of the LibreOffice. The version is 24.2.5.2. Let's close every application here. Even close the terminal. And here is our Synaptic Package Manager. Let's check the version. You get the 0.91.3. Scroll it down. The installed packages will be highlighted with the boxes like this. And the installed version will be on the left side. Latest version will be on the right side. And the description of the package will be on the complete right side. So let me scroll it down like this. Just pause the video, or else you can change the playback speed to see all the packages. So let me close it. The version is 0.91.3. Let's close the application. Here is the settings. If you want to customize, you can customize. So here is the wallpaper. So let me open the Firefox web browser and let's check the Ubuntu Unity system requirements. So usually I will be showing in the beginning, but I forgot to show you that. So let's type in Ubuntu Unity. So here it's already available, system requirements. So there is no official website said anything, but here is some information from some site. But it's always a good option to, so you can just search for the Ubuntu system requirements, and also you can get the information there. But it's a Unity desktop environment, so it's better you need to have a bit more system resources, because that was with the Ubuntu, it's a GNOME desktop environment, so there will be some difference. So here is what you need in order to run the distribution. So it says like that, but when you go with the Ubuntu downloading thing, you should be seeing the exact requirements. Like you need to have like a 4 GB of RAM, and about the processor you need to have like a 2 GHz processor. So this is not actual thing. So when you go with the download, let me show you that, because some people want this specific information. So Ubuntu download, let's go to Ubuntu download desktop, and here you should be seeing the system requirements of the Ubuntu. So it says 2 GHz dual core processor or better, 4 GB of RAM, 25 GB of free hard drive, either a USB port or DVD drive. So it's a GNOME desktop environment, so you need to have this much of resources, but it's a Unity desktop environment in Ubuntu Unity. So I don't know, you need to have more or maybe lesser, I don't know. It's clearly on your own. You need to try it on your own and decide whether to use it or not. So I'm just going to say clearly it's not a lightweight desktop environment, so you need to have a better hardware specs in order to run that distribution. So this is how it performed on my PC. So I'm just going to end the video here. I'm just going to show you the logout screen and I'm going to end the video. So I already posted the Calculate Linux video also. If you want to watch that video, you can watch it. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe, because as soon as the Linux ISO files are released, whatever the version of the Linux is latestly available, I am going to post a video on it. So you should be seeing all the latest Linux information. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe, or else you can just watch the video and you can leave the YouTube. So it's clearly up to you. I don't force you to subscribe. It's clearly up to you. So it's your opinion. Again, thanks for watching. Peace out. So we are not seeing anything here. I'm going to end the video here. Thanks for watching. Peace out.